Are you scared to try CrossFit? In this fourth episode of our series, we'll talk to real CrossFitters and get the real story, the real talk about what it's really like doing real CrossFit in a real CrossFit gym. We'll ask them, what would you say to somebody who says, hey, I'm kind of scared to try CrossFit, and get their answers unfiltered, unedited. Stick around.
Welcome to the CrossFit Edwardsville Community Podcast, where we hear and learn from our coaches, CrossFitters, and Glen Ed community leaders. Now, here are your hosts, Dallas and Greg.
Now, if you're listening to this podcast, maybe you're interested in exploring a CrossFit journey. Maybe you've seen CrossFit on the social media, maybe you've seen CrossFit on YouTube or even ESPN, watching the CrossFit games, and you're like, that looks really cool. It looks exciting and different. It looks way more engaging than this go-it-alone gym thing that I've been doing. Or maybe it looks a lot more exciting to work out amongst like-minded people that are really pushing themselves than it does the idea of working out by yourself in your basement or your garage or your Globo gym. Maybe you've been exercising and you're bored of what you're doing and you want to level up something more exciting, more effective than the average gym thing. Maybe you're looking for a brand new, exciting, different, novel fitness frontier to explore. And if that's the case, awesome. We're glad that you're here. I'm Coach G. I'm one of the coaching team at CrossFit Edwardsville. And in this podcast, episode 4 of our series on, hey, are you scared to try CrossFit? We're gonna go head on at one of the most common things that people express when they come to us. They say, hey, I've been thinking about doing CrossFit. It looks fun. It looks different. It looks exciting. It looks wild. I'd love to have a CrossFit coach teaching me the way, but I'm scared. And should I be? Is that a reasonable thing to feel? And I think that anytime you're really branching out in something new, it's a good chance that it's scary for you. And if that's the case, don't worry, you're not alone. I think a lot of us felt that way when we first started in CrossFit. But the good news is all those fears are you're afraid of something that may not be there. So let's actually talk to some of our CrossFitters and hear from them. I'm going to send it first over to Nicole Klutz. Nicole started with us as a part of our 6-week challenge, and she's a former cardio kickboxer. She had done some fitness, but she was scared to try CrossFit. Let's see what she has to say.
You tell that person who is scared to try CrossFit?
That was actually one of my biggest concerns, was trying to get over fear. And honestly, there's nothing better than putting yourself out there with a bunch of happy, ready to assist, accommodable people in a gym that's willing to do that. So, CrossFit Edwardsville.
So that was Nicole. Next, we'll send it over to Patrick Burke, who's an SIU Edwardsville student when we first met him. And he had that fear also, even being young and healthy. He wanted to take his fitness to another level and really explore all that CrossFit had to offer. So let's talk to Patrick and see what he says.
A lot of people are scared to try CrossFit. What would you tell that person who's scared to try CrossFit?
I would say come to CrossFit Edwardsville, where they have foundations and you learn all the movements and all the techniques and everything that the coaches just build for you within the first week. And then when you show up to class, it's not intimidating. You can just worry about meeting your new friends and family here. So it makes it a lot easier.
Thanks, Patrick. Next, we're going to send it over. And by the way, before I get too far ahead of myself, what Patrick's referring to is that when you're new to this, we don't just take you and throw you into a group class and then just pray that things go well. Like, we have everybody who's new to this start working with a coach one-to-one to learn the basics, establish baselines on the exercises, get comfortable with the exercises, get comfortable with the lingo, establish some foundational conditioning and comfort before, if you want to, eventually graduating into group CrossFit classes. And that's what he's talking about with foundations. We now call it onboarding. We used to call it foundations, but it's that beginner-friendly program, the transitional program to take you from not being a CrossFitter to being a CrossFitter in a comfortable, progressive, intelligently designed, safe way. That's what he's discussing here. So If your concern has been coming in as a complete cold newbie, never having done this before, the idea that we're just going to take you and throw you into a group class and ask you to keep up with warp speed, kid over here, that's not how this works. You have to gradually progress your way into it. And that should give you assurance also that you're not going to be forced to do something you're not ready to do yet. You can gradually progress your onboarding at your own pace, and it just makes it a much more enjoyable experience for you. So that's hearing from Patrick, and thank you, Patrick. Next, we're going to send it over to one of our most OG, original gangster CrossFitters, Randy Lemon. He's an older gentleman who's been a part of our 6 a.m. group for many, many years, was actually starting CrossFit with us back before we even had a brick and mortar facility. Randy started with us when he would see us in the YMCA doing CrossFit. He was with us when we were out in the park before we even had an actual building to do real CrossFit in. So Randy has some perspective, and he's very thoughtful, and you'll see that in his answer when I present the question to him. So let's throw it over to Randy Lemon.
Scared to try CrossFit.
I was scared when I first came, but once you learn that it's really all about technique and the coaches help you through it all, it becomes less and less scary, actually becomes a lot of fun. And the community that you build during that time is priceless.
So something that he references here is the community that you build. And something that Nicole had referenced also, that Patrick had referenced also, is that one of the things, like you come here because you want to look better, you want to feel better, you want to perform better, you want to have a better fitness experience, you want to have a coach to guide you along, you want to have the structure, the accountability, the energy of the room. You want to have all those things, but a big part of why you stay at CrossFit is that you find friends and cool people that you connect with, and the community that you build around yourself becomes a huge part of what you look forward to going to the workouts, not just for a great workout, but also to be around exciting, fun, cool people that you resonate with and that lift you up and that motivate and inspire you. Randy is certainly one of those people for me. And there's a lot of people in the community here that you'll connect with on your own personal level. So thanks to Randy for that. We got a couple final quick sound bites. First, we'll do 2 last ones just to finish it up. First is my dude Mark Phillips. He's a barista for a major corporate coffee chain. And he started with us in our 6-week challenge also. Here's what he has to say when we ask him the question.
To try CrossFit, what would you tell that person?
I would tell them just knock everything you've heard about CrossFit out of your mind and just give it a try. Like, the biggest myth online is that it's dangerous or you're going to be doing something crazy, and I feel safer here than I did at any gym without guidance. So
right. So here Mark is speaking to some people have a preconceived notion or a myth that CrossFit is haphazard or foolhardy or unsafe. And what he's reinforcing is that when you actually go into this real CrossFit gym, what you actually see is intelligent, structured, guided progression by coaches that won't let you jump into something that you're not ready for yet. They ease you into the program and then keep you doing the appropriate variations of exercises that's the right thing for you at this stage of your fitness journey. That's how it really works. Finally, sending it over to a high school student, Meredith Stump. Actually started with us in high school, now comes to visit us whenever she's home from college. Let's hear what she has to say about the idea of fear of CrossFit.
A lot of people are scared to try CrossFit. What would you tell that person?
Don't be scared. You're not gonna make any improvements in life if you don't go outside your comfort zone, and that's what I did, and now I look forward to it.
So you got to push yourself outside your comfort zone, and once you do that and you realize how green the grass is on that other side, you look forward to it, and it's exciting for you. And we want this to be exciting for you. And maybe you need to learn a little bit more about what it looks like for you. no problem. Look us up on all of the socials, whether it's Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, TikTok. Look up CrossFit Edwardsville to learn more. Read our Google reviews. We have 1,000 of them. Google CrossFit Edwardsville. And then when the time is right, click over to CrossFitEdwardsville.com, book a no sweat conversation, talk to one of our coaching team about what your unique CrossFit journey looks like for you. Thanks for joining us in this podcast. We hope you enjoyed it. We'll see you guys in the next one.